Hey guys. New to the whole YouTube thing, Lee Verge, DIY guy. I have an amazing woman, helps me out with a lot of stuff. A son who helps inspire me in the shop, all that other good stuff. Aluminum. Today we start with this. I was employed to make some fancy aluminum handrails for inside of a step. That was going to be my first video. So I bought some really cool brazing rod things from Amazon with the Tiger torch. And I got some not bad solders. Like they looked nice. Like you do one side and it goes pretty good, and then you flip it over, but I like this one. This was my best one so far before it fell to the floor. So I need to make a change. The soldering thing works great if you've only got to solder like one side, maybe two sides at once, but so TIG welding it is. I thought this would be a great idea. I was really looking forward to it. But so against my will, completely, Square Wave TIG 200 Lincoln. Dun 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 dun. TIG TIG. Okay, we're gonna unbox this baby. I'm really excited to try this thing out. I'm a welder by trade. I have not touched a TIG welder in like 21 years. That's right, that's gray hair. So, without further ado, I've been waiting and waiting for this thing. Now, I watched a couple of YouTube videos and this and that. I noticed a lot has changed since 1999 TIG welding. I worked in a truck shop, and so they were like big, massive TIG welders, big water-cooled bastards. So we use like the 2% thoriated tungsten with the ball and all that other stuff and whatnot. And now I'm seeing all these things where guys are sharpening their tungstens and doing these beautiful fine aluminum welds. I'm looking forward to getting into that. First things first, regulator. Torch and some doodads. 220 and 110 or 115. I have a 210 multi-purpose welder right now. I could have rigged up a TIG torch for that, but then again, that's only direct current. This wood fellow's pretty beefy. Color me impressed. What is this? It's an extra foot pedal of some sort. Oh well. Okay, gotcha. It's this little thing which goes like on the floor this way. Let's check this out. Work clamp and lead assembly. Ground clamp. I need some earth. got to get sticky. This thing weighs about 42 pounds, he said it was. Instructions. I'll look at these off camera. What a beaut. Okay, so for right now, I'm going to take my little MIG welder, pull that off, and we're going to set this up. These look interchangeable between the Square Wave 200 and the 210 MP. Let's check this out. Oh yeah, I was able to use the same plug. So I'm a journeyman welder by trade. I've done lots of cool stuff in my career. I've like cut brand new Kenworths in half and stretched frames. I've been in the oil and gas industry, welding pressure piping. I've always loved Lincoln. I'm not being sponsored by them or anything else like that, but Lincoln has always treated me really good. I try to stick with what's going to last, I guess. So it's kind of nice. It's great that Lincoln still makes stuff that's even affordable for the little guys. I've ran all sorts of their gas and diesel welding machines and stuff like that throughout the days. Was I supposed to remove that first? Attention. Firmly tighten connector. This is happening. It's not like it's a mattress tag or anything. We should be good. So I know when you're welding with stick, you want to be welding on something called reverse polarity. Reverse polarity is rod positive. RP, reverse polarity, rod positive. But from what I know with this, you want your tungsten to be negative. Definitely tungsten negative for any stainless work or mild steel. But I guess it doesn't really matter what size it goes on when you're alternating current, AC. Pretty good distance of whip there. Rather impressive. So I've already got one of these too from my 210 MP. If you take a look back here, that's how she's set up. So this right now is a MIG mix. This one back here, and this one is argon, which is what we want for MIGging aluminum and TIG. Little pro tip here. I'm gonna stand back. Dust and everything in those bottles, just give it a quick little crack with your face away from it. Blow all the dust out of there. So most of my career as a welder and everything else, for the first little bit, I was in a big fancy shop with beautiful flat tables and overhead cranes. And then I got into the oil patch. You want to talk about having to make something out of nothing. And yesterday, it was quite a wake-up call. You learn how to improvise, overcome, level stuff off with not much stuff to level off. But it really helps the guy out. In one sense, you learn lots of little tricks on how to make pipe stands when there's no pipe stands available, odds and ends. And I'm hoping in my videos to come I can be showing you lots of cool little stuff. So here's what I was looking for right here. Right in with the paperwork. The colors. So lanthanated. Never had lanthanated fucking 21 years ago. Blue is 2% lanthanated, seriated. The purple is 1.5, so that's what they sent me, purple tips. Good for AC and DC in welding, low alloy, non-corroding aluminum. That's awesome. And then zirconiated, very good choice for aluminum or magnesium. Perfect. All right, so we got the blue one, the purple one. We got the purple one. I'm going to get that sharpened up. And we'll set that puppy up. This is been quite informative. All right, guys. Torch setup. This weird little pointy thing. That's going to thread on the back. This is just going to protect your tungsten that is sticking out into the tip. That's all that does. So we can thread that up. So we came with two different sizes of tungstens. We came with a 1/16 and a 332. The stuff I want to practice with right now is pretty fine, so I'm going to go with the 1/16. That's the one I just sharpened up. So with that being said, you got these weird dealies. One has big holes and one has little holes. So let's put two and two together. Little tungsten, little holes. So this thing is going to slip in here like this. And what's going to happen is while this thing here tightens down, it squeezes this little thing right here and holds the tungsten in. So we just start that. It's kind of like those old school screwdrivers. Slip the tungsten in. Tighten this little thing here up. Ta-da! And then we have our cup. So the cup's going to thread on here, threads in there. So we don't need that much stick out, from what I can remember. Let's loosen this off, bring this in a little bit. I'm going to say, for now, this will be a good start. One other thing I noticed with these TIG guns is really cool. Not every TIG gun has this, but you can adjust the angle. The ones I used to deal with back in the day were just these big, massive, solid, almost need two hands to hang on to. So, I mean, that is so cool. All right, so before we lose anything, get a lot of this stuff here away. I say we try turning this baby on. Gas is hooked up, but not on. Power's hooked up. It's a moment of truth right here. This thing is loud. But I guess for what it's got to do, it needs to stay cool. Another little FYI, guys, never use thread tape, aka plumbing tape, on brass fittings. No need. You'll split the fitting if you do that. So she seals up just fine. So I'm going to say that's the amps. We go all the way up to 200. Push this button one more time. That's got the pulse for seconds. And this is really cool. Like, I mean, we just had good old straight AC, whatever the big thing was. And then we've got the balance right here. And then the AC frequency. That is slick. There are some guys on YouTube, I've watched a couple videos, they kind of explain a few little odds and ends like that. I'm going to mess around just a little bit here. So I know that the amps, they say roughly 1 amp per thousandth of material. This here is roughly about 125 thousandths of an inch. Let's try 115. I'm just going to set up here and do a little bit of messing around. We'll see how things go. And we're tacking. That's a lot better. I need to go up a bit higher though. Okay, I need a bit of practice. I'm going to try something real quick. Crank it up just a little bit more. Bring the pulses down a bit now. And we're just going to try to float over it, see what it does. Ta-da! There we have it.